This is part 8 of my recap on I somehow got strong by raising my farming skills. At the end of the last episode, Al traveled to the demon continent with Yuria and met up with his mother. The demons were attacked, and the culprit turns out to be his mother, who transforms and reveals herself to be Olivia. Al is shocked how she is still alive, thinking back to when he witnessed her death, and Olivia reveals that she is alive thanks to the power of the evil god. She shows off her power, attacking Yuria, but Al dives and manages to save her. There is a huge slash and explosion, and when the dust clears, the whole mountain has been blown away. Olivia is surprised that Al managed to dodge her attack, and says it must be because he also has the evil god's power in his body. Al is confused what she means, and Olivia explains that his nature lover skill, that boosted all his stats, is actually a skill from the evil god. Al doesn't believe it, because he has never met the evil god, but Olivia tells him that he has. She promises to explain everything if Al decides to join her. She tells him that they can live together again, and she persuades him using her enchanting eyes. But Yuria calls to him, and he snaps out of it. Olivia gets annoyed at her for getting in the way, and grabs Yuria by her neck. Al tries to help her, but Olivia stops him. She tells him if he accepts the evil god's power, she can let her live. Yuria tells Al to run, and Olivia gets fed up with her and decides to finish her off. Al gets free, and before Olivia can attack, Al's pendant suddenly activates, and when Al opens his eyes, he finds that time is frozen. Al is confused what is going on, but the angelic figure appears before him once again. She introduces herself as the god of good. She tells him that thanks to his pendant as a catalyst, she was able to appear. She froze time with her power, but they don't have long. She tells him she can destroy the evil god's power within him and give him her own power, which will allow him to fight. She takes his hand and grants him her power. She turns back time, and before Olivia can attack Yuria, Al activates his new power. Olivia gets worried, but it just makes a bunch of sprouts pop up. Everyone is confused, and Olivia thinks it's a lame skill, but it grows rapidly, and Olivia gets caught by its vines. She is able to break free, and she summons a sword. She charges at Al, but he uses his power again, creating a wall of vines to protect himself. The vines grab onto her again, and despite cutting them down, they grow back and bind her. Volthy comes rushing in and attacks using his magic. He checks up on Yuria, and she is glad he is back to normal. Olivia seems unscathed from the attack, and retaliates with her own magic. She dashes past Al and goes to finish him off, but Al begs her to stop. She says that she's become bored, and says they will meet again soon, when it's just the two of them. A dark energy surrounds her, and she disappears. Volthy violently questions Al's relationship with Olivia, but the king reminds him that he just saved all of them. Al explains that she is his little sister, and he tries to explain her connection with the evil god, but the king doesn't have much information about the god, and promises to contact him if he finds anything out. Yuria gets sad that Al is leaving, and she hugs him, but Volthy gets jealous of them, and accuses Al of trying to seduce her. As Al heads back, he thinks about what Olivia said, when she told him that he has met the evil god. He thinks the only possibility could be back when he found the ruin in the forest with Tessa, but he doesn't really remember what happened. He gets back to the farm, and finds Tessa helping with his crops. He explains everything that happened, and asks if he remembers the time they explored the ruin, but Tessa only remembers him passing out, and didn't see the beast that appeared. Al is disappointed to hear this, but they have a delicious tomato together. Al thanks him for helping out, and tells him to visit the capo with him, but Testa says he is too busy with his fishing. As Al leaves, it seems there is another reason why he can't leave. As Al heads back to the capo, he takes the shortcut, but once again attracts an orc. He has had enough, and decides to face it head-on. He punches it with all his strength, but it only gets knocked down, and Al is shocked. It gets back up, and Al runs for his life. He gets saved by his adventurer friends, and they wonder if he has gotten weaker, because he's still having trouble with orcs. Al thinks it's strange, and they get back to the guild. He tells Helen and Ruri, and they are confused how an orc could survive his punch. Helen asks to see Al's status, and we see that his overwhelming strength is gone. Al realizes that when the goddess gave him her power, she removed the evil god's skill that was boosting his stats. Helen tells him not to worry, because he is still much stronger than the average adventurer. Rix appears and delivers another letter from his mother. Helen and Rory peek at it, but there is a warning to them about making a move on Al, and they wonder if his mother has people watching them, as the former commander of the Shadow Puppets, and they get too scared to keep reading. Al continues to read on, as she promises to investigate Olivia, and tells him he is always welcome home, and then just goes on telling him how much she loves him. As Rix leaves, he runs into Phallus. She wants to hang out with Al, but Rory and Helen both get jealous. As they all hang out, Al continues to wonder why Olivia suddenly appeared, and what the evil god is after. But he tries to enjoy himself, with the friends that he has made. He thinks back to how he met each of them, and the adventures that they've had. He is determined to get stronger, so he can protect them, and protect his crops. Because he is farmer. But that's where this series ends. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.